What are the best side hustle apps and or platforms in 2023? So you don't waste your time. You really want to use the best platforms to maximize your income. Well, my name is Mike, and since 2015, I've worked on most every single app, niche, and platform in this gig economy here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've done it in different marketplaces as well. Now, today, I'm excited to bring on a fellow side hustle expert. His name is Shawn. Go check out his channel linked down below. And I want to talk to him about, like, hey, if you're watching this, you're trying to start, grow, dominate a side hustle in 2023. Where should you invest your time? I want to welcome back Shawn to the channel here. Shawn, how's your day going today?
Pretty good, Mike. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me on.
I'm so pumped, folks. We got a great response to our first time with Shawn on the channel here, so I wanted to bring him back. Definitely show you appreciation by dropping a like on this video. Shawn, we're talking about 2023, the best side hustles here. I mean, with your experience, why do you think rather side hustles are so popular right now?
I think side hustles are pretty popular because of just the accessibility to personal space and time. People don't understand is like, earlier this year or last year, I decided to go on a gig and try something and pretty much do it for pretty much a month, right? Just to see how the workforce is in that area, which is the warehousing category, right? So it was I'm not going to mention the name of this company, or maybe should I? Target Warehouse, right?
Okay.
And I went to the workspace, and man, I had to get up 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30, start getting ready. Leave my house at 5 a.m. to get there at 6 a.m. So that's an hour and a half before even I get started to work. I got started to work, and or I got started at work. And one of the things that I noticed was in the morning, everybody's rushing from the parking lot, trying to get to the time clock to punch in on time. Nobody's trying to be late, or else you're going to be penalized or this and that. And every morning, everybody was just rushing. Even myself, I was walking fast, trying to, just trying to be a good worker. And so during the day, a lot of labor, a lot of sweat, right? A lot of standing on my feet and all that good stuff. And, it's sad to say, but 5 p.m., everybody's rushing off the job. So we're rushing in to get to work on time, and we're rushing off because we want to get home and get some sleep, revamp, and come back tomorrow morning. And one of the things that I noticed while, I was working there that one full month was the accessibility to personal time and space. I didn't have that, right? Another thing that I did not have was flexibility. Flexibility was it's almost like for that month, it was a lost art. Flexibility wasn't there. And I feel like even when I actually quit, I told them, hey, I'm not going to be working here anymore. But that was just an experiment that I was doing. Not that I couldn't handle it, but just time and investing into someone else's time, that hard, that much. I don't think people are gravitating to that anymore. And because of the flexibility that we have right now, working these new apps that are coming out, these 1099, not 1099, 1099, and just being a gig worker, you can't beat that.
Flexibility, it's massive. And, when I remember talking about the classification of workers, independent contractors, W-2 here in the channel, the vast majority of workers typically prefer that independent contractor status. And it comes down, like you said, and I appreciate you sharing that. Folks, drop a like, please, on this video if you appreciate Shawn being here again and sharing this info, because I think you're providing unique experiences. Like, you went out and you said, like, I want to see what this, industry, this experience is like. And you found that constriction of, like, dude, my personal space, my flexibility, it's not there. And to your point of more and more people say, well, maybe I can start something as a side hustle. Maybe I can start, let's say, YouTube as a side hustle. And I mean, frankly, you and I are both a testament to turning the side hustle into a full-time focus. Yep. There's real power and the leverage and control and the real autonomy and the pride you get from doing that. And folks, we're not saying like, hey, do Uber as a side hustle and a full-time hustle, but maybe it branches off to something bigger for you. Maybe it starts to generate the extra 2K a month, whatever it is, to allow you to start. And frankly, I'm thinking of, I have some friends who have done that exact thing. My one friend, he was a DoorDash dasher and opened up his own business with those funds. There's a lot of flexibility and control over that. Now, Shawn, we're talking about 2023. We got to get into it here. What are your favorite side hustles right now and why? Where are the opportunities here going into 2023?
In the last video that we did, I mentioned a few side hustles. I'm probably not going to mention those so much, maybe one. But in 2023, now that we're in 2023, right? Or going into in 2023. Look, I'm gonna drop this side hustle out there. And I want now this, I hate to exclude, I don't want to exclude the women. This is gonna be great. Well, I don't want to exclude the men, but this is gonna be a great side hustle for women. Being a professional home organizer, y'all. Let me tell you, I actually started a business in that, right? I hired 2 people and got them on and pretty much taught them the business. And we learned together, as a matter of fact, hire somebody to come in and teach us the business. And they're now 2 professional home organizers working for me. Now, being a home organizer, it's so simple. All you're going to do is you're going to go in and organize. You could organize a closet, those clustered space. You could organize it, put it together, right? You could, especially the kids' room, right? You could also organize a kitchen. You could organize the pantry. You could organize under the counter. You could organize anything, the laundry, the laundry room and all that good stuff. So it's like that business is one of the business. I think that's one of my top side hustles going into 2023. Now, as far as another side hustle, I mentioned this one, and I said the same thing. This, a lot of people are looking past this one. This pretty much correlates together in a sense, but you could pretty much get into different spaces with these. This is the cleaning business, y'all. The cleaning business, you could do residential or commercial cleaning, right? So the cleaning business, a lot of people have been getting into the residential space because think about it. There's so many people doing so many things these days, and people are busy, y'all. There's so many more professionals today than 3 to 5 years ago. So, and you'll find that a lot of people are traveling, a lot of people are busy doing different things here and there. And also, especially people who, parents who got to take care of kids. They don't really have the leisure time, anymore to really clean the house up and this and that. So they're hiring, a lot of people are getting gigs from this. So those 2 right there, you could definitely tap in and start, crushing in and making good money.
Super powerful. Folks, drop a like if you appreciate what Shawn just said there. You even kind of uncovered some opportunities for I'm like, well, I'm a very organized person. Maybe I should do the organization thing. Like you should see this apartment, folks, how organized I like my things to be. I'm like, oh, I could help some people with that. But the cleaning business, like Shawn mentioned, I've seen, well, actually I met here in our apartment complex, someone who started their own auto detailing business. And folks, it's about going after it. And that individual reached out to this complex to contract in essence, the contract for being the sole auto detailer for this complex here. So now they get all the clients that are interested in car washing and detailing for this building. And it really comes down to going after it. I appreciate you sharing that because and this is why we have you on here, Shawn, because you really are uncovering some great side hustles other than, let's say, traditional app-based work. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is fantastic opportunities on, let's say, DoorDash and some other apps. But this is a fantastic kind of yin and yang almost of different side hustle ideas. So Shawn, you kind of alluded to this a little bit in some of those platforms, but talking about at-home side hustles, maybe if I don't have a car or anything like that, are there any opportunities there?
Man, there are a plethora of opportunities out there. There's one that I'm going to actually mention. And I think this one is a great space to get in because not a lot of people have been, tapping into that. This is the medical billing space, becoming a medical biller. Right. Here's the thing about being a medical biller. I mean, you don't need to be certified. For those who want to be certified, yes, it could be a plus, but you don't need to be certified. I do have a video on my channel talking about how to get into the medical billing space. But it's definitely one of those, work from home. You could do it anywhere, and just crush it. There's a lot of money. This one guest that I have, she's so wonderful, wonderful guest. She actually broke it down. She's pretty much bringing over $10,000 a month being a medical biller. She's in the space for over 10 years, and she learned it on her own, y'all, on her own. Nobody taught her, and she was just dropping so much information, and I learned so much from that. But I would love to put that out. A lot of women are tapping into this business, and hey, fellas, you can too, right? So I never want to leave the ladies out though, but this is definitely a great space to tap into.
That's awesome. We'll leave that video linked down below on Shawn's channel. Definitely want to check that out. So as we head into 2023, because this is really our focus here, going into 2023, or maybe you're watching this in 2023, what should we be watching for? Are there any side hustles, opportunities you're watching in 2023?
Man, this is one space that I'm really watching. Mike. All right, two. Mike. The furniture space. Flipping furniture. The furniture flipping space. Look, and I'm talking about refurbishing furniture, repainting, buying them old and cheap, just revamping furniture. If you have a garage, think about going to some of those thrift stores and what you call those swap shop meets, and just places where people garage sales and so forth, and look into purchasing furniture, whether it's a light stand or lamp stand or whatever it is. Look, you can pretty much repaint those, pretty much sandpaper it down and revitalize that furniture. So the furniture space is popping. I'm watching that in 2023. Another is the power washing space, man. There's so much things that you could power wash. Y'all are playing out there. You could jump on this one right here. You could power wash a driveway. So there's power washing, hard washing, soft washing. So soft washing, you could pretty much soft wash a roof. You could soft wash, windows. You could soft wash, a fence. Power washing, you could power wash a driveway. You could soft wash a car, a truck, whatever it is. There's a lot of dirty vehicles running around here, all right, where they need a little soft wash. But the power washing space, it's very mobile, right? One of the things about it is that people are not really picking up how, and I get this. A lot of people don't really know how to market these stuff. Look, get some bandit signs. Invest in some bandit signs. Put it around your city, right? Guess what you're going to be getting? Calls. You're going to be getting calls like crazy. Hey, I need a power wash. I need a power wash here. I need a power wash there. The power washing space. I'm looking actually to get into that space come summer. So these are two good side hustles that, I'm really watching, and I feel like they're going to be exploding come summer.
I love those opportunities, folks. And listen to what Shawn said, and we appreciate him being on the channel here. Drop a like on this video. Consider subscribing to both channels, by the way. But if you're like, well, dude, I can't do couch flipping. I'm in a little apartment. I have no space. I have no space to do sanding and whatever. Like, listen, there's so many opportunities out there. There's at-home side hustles that we talked about. There's side hustles that have scalability, let's say like furniture or the soft or the power washing. And think of this as well, folks. And obviously, the traditional side hustles, apps and platforms. But some of these side hustles also have the benefit of scalability. So let's say you start the power washing, you don't need necessarily your own driveway. You can say, well, I buy this, whatever, $200 power washer, I buy some supplies, I got my bag of cleaner, what have you, that I can go to my customers' locations. Then I start to build a client base, then I get more and more, then I get referral. Like, hey, if you can, just by the way, if you have any referrals, friends and family, I give you a discount of 25% on your next detail or 50% or whatever it is. Then you're scaling, you're growing. Then a good problem to have is you're too big. Then you have to hire some staff. Then you have another helper, and then you grow and grow from there. Really exciting stuff, folks. So this is why we have Shawn on, because there's so many opportunities, folks. Go out and get it, whatever level it is. You know, if you just want to have a 5-hour-a-week side hustle or a side hustle that turns into a full-time hustle. Last question, because Shawn, everyone loves hearing about the uh-ohs and what have you. Are there any side hustles that you've done? You try it, you're like, I mean, you mentioned earlier one of these hustles, maybe the warehousing. Any side hustles, you tried it, you signed up, and you're like, this is pretty awful.
All right. So this is a side hustle that I did at one point, and then it became a little bit more than a side hustle. It became a little bit more full time, right? So I would, you know what, Mike? I gotta say this, man. The Uber and Lyft. That's
okay.
The worst experience. Rideshare has got to be the worst experience ever. I'm seeing a lot of people still doing it. Let me say this: leave that business. They're paying peanuts. Like when I started, yes, it was paying very well, right? Then of course there was a decline. We've seen decline over the years. And I feel like they take advantage of their drivers. There were times where there were surges going on with Uber, and you go over into the surging area and there's no surge. The surge just disappears. And they use these little tactics to get you in different areas to be there, because they're lacking drivers in those areas. And you go over there, waste your gas. And that's something that I experienced over and over and over and over. And an experience that I had with Lyft was, and this did it for me, Mike. I stopped ever since. Uber and Lyft all together, right? So I had an experience where I actually went to pick up a lady, right? So drove to the house, and I saw her come out with a sheet, right? So I was like, yo, what's going on here, right? So she opened the door, didn't even say good day, and a lot of people do that, which I don't really like. Sure. I like mannerable people, and she just opened my car door and spread the sheet in the back. So I'm wondering what's going on. I'm looking over and I'm like, yo, what's going on here, man? So she came out, she unlocked the side gate, and here comes a huge red-nosed pit bull coming into my car. Man, let me tell you, I took off, homie. I took off. Look, I hit that gas. All I could see when I'm looking in the other rear view was the sheet flapping in the background. I was like, yo, I'm out of here. I'm not. And she was in the background like, hey. So drove around the corner, took the sheet out, throwing it to the side, right? And, I never went, and she called in, reported me and stuff, and they, Lyft pretty much, suspended my ability to drive for probably about a week. And I said, you know what? I don't want anybody to have control over, my money, my means to make money. And that was one of those reasons, though, that was definitely an aha moment when, I figured, you know what, I'm just going to start getting into different spaces where I could pretty much, everything is on my time. I know what I want to do. Then of course, I got into the wholesaling houses, started real estate investing. Now I own a few homes, and, just buying and selling properties and so forth. But let me tell you, man, before even the rideshare business, I was working, warehousing jobs and different jobs here and there. But, that had to be my worst experience. And I hate smoking. So, smoke. So when people used to come into my car and, they're smoking and they come in with the scent, it's not knocking anybody who smokes. That's on you. But for me, that's just not my cup of tea. And, rideshare definitely has to be it. Once again, if you're doing rideshare in today's economy, in today's world, you're robbing yourself.
I hear you. As someone who did Uber and Lyft as my first side hustle, October 2015, I've had it all as well. The sick passengers, messy kids, pets, stories, multiple stops, delays. Absolutely. I'll tell you what, folks. There's one scenario that I feel Uber is worth it. So I'm going to leave the card linked above. Check out that video after this one. I want you to watch what happened when I drove Uber for 29 hours, almost a week. So Shawn, I got to tell you, Tons of value here. Folks, you might want to rewatch this video. Drop a like. Put your questions for Shawn down below in the comments. Shawn, again, awesome stuff over in your channel. Any final words for our team members here?
Hey, look, if you're hitting this channel for the first time, look, subscribe to Mike's channel. The man is what should I say? He's definitely a money connoisseur. All right. He knows how to make the money. He gives you, I've been watching his channel for a while. He, pretty much steers you in the right direction. It's a win-win, tapping into the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. As far as my channel, head over there, Shawn in Town, and hit the subscribe button as well. Become a part of our communities. We're only here to help you elevate. Nothing else but to add value to you.
Shawn's blowing up over there, folks, providing tons of value. Shawn, thank you again for being on the channel.
Appreciate it, Mike.
Folks, great video here. Great conversation. Let me know, again, questions, comments down below in the comments. Show me that you did get value, by the way, for both of myself and Shawn being here to talk to you today. And you can also click or tap the screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.